guys, it's Angie. Today's video is going to be how I became a makeup artist. I had an email from a lady named Stacy asking about my background and how I got to become a makeup artist. So I thought this would be an interesting video because I don't know if a lot of you guys know my background and how I got to where I am. So let's start off when I was 18 years old. I went to art school to become an art teacher. I had such an amazing experience in high school with art teachers. They gave me so much confidence and encouraged me so much that I decided I want to do that for kids. I want to give them the confidence to, appreciate art and, really love doing art. So I went to school in Bowie, North Carolina. It was great. It was a beautiful school, great teachers. I love my courses. I took a lot of intro to art courses like intro to drawing and intro to painting and art history. But I think the greatest thing that I learned there was at the end of each class we would do critiques. And critiques are so essential to becoming a better artist and growing. So we would put our art up there and we would talk about what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. And that really helped me to accept constructive criticism, which is so important when you're thinking as a makeup artist. Because every job that you do, not everybody's gonna be happy with your end result. So you have to go in and adjust things and make them happy. I did decide to drop out of art school, much to my parents' chagrin and disbelief. I decided I wanted to be a musician at that point in my life. I mean, I was 19 years old, so I can't really be counted on to be decisive. So I dropped out and tried to form a band, and that kind of failed. C'est la vie. So I started to work in a bakery, and I worked my way up. I would clean the floors and break out the bread and do all of those things that you do in a bakery. But on the side, I was teaching myself how to do cakes, which I think is an important kind of process and an important step in my explaining why, I'm a makeup artist. Because as a cake decorator, you get to do designs, you get to decorate things, you get to basically, have fun all day with icing and make a mess. And it was a great job. I loved it. I did teach myself how to do it, and I taught myself a little bit of airbrush. I taught myself how to mix colors, and I practiced. And I think that really helped me, develop a more artistically refined eye. After a few years of decorating cakes, I did decide to go back to college to become a nurse. At this point in time, I decided that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to do science because I loved science in high school. So I felt like nursing was such a rewarding and fulfilling career and it'd be a good fit for me. I took a lot of awesome classes like anatomy and physiology, and I think those really help me now because it helps me understand how amazing the body is. And anatomy, especially when you're thinking about makeups, it's kind of important when you're trying to age somebody's face. If you don't know the anatomy lying underneath their skin, you can't possibly do it in a realistic way. So I think those courses that I took in college, in nursing school, really helped me become a makeup artist. Something pretty tragic happened to me while I was in nursing school. I lost my grandmother, which was really, really hard, and it's still hard to talk about, but she was the first major loss that I've ever had in my life, and she was super important to me. So I realized that I have a very tender heart and that I'm very sensitive when it comes to death. And I knew as a nurse that I would be helping people through the toughest times in their life, and I didn't think at the time that I could possibly do that day in and day out. So I decided to drop out of college again, and also because I was missing art. I would walk by the art building every day and I just missed the smell. I missed having brushes in my hand and pencils, and I missed the art of creation. So I decided again to drop out of college and go back to work in the bakery. And after a few more years, I decided I really wanted to get my degree. So I moved to Tennessee and attended a college in Johnson City, Tennessee, which I loved. Johnson City was an awesome place. But I took courses for digital media, specifically for computer animation. I wanted to work for Pixar and I wanted to animate Pixar movies. So I decided, I'm just gonna get this degree, I'm gonna do something cool, I'm gonna do something cool in my life, finally. So I took all of these courses and I took animation, I took 3D modeling, I took Maya. It was really, really intense and hard. I remember staying in the computer lab till like 3 in the morning, and it was very intense, but I loved it at the same time. Around about December, I think, I found out that the college back home that was like 20 minutes from my parents' house had a pretty similar program. And if you know that, you think about out-of-state tuition and you think, dang it, why didn't I research better? But honestly, I did do a lot of research. I just didn't realize that the college had this program. So I decided to transfer so I could be home with my family and also go to the school. It was probably the best idea that I've had as far as college goes, because this college was awesome. My teachers were some of the most encouraging, incredible people that I've ever had in a college experience, and they were just the best. And I remember I flourished at this school. I graduated with a 3.96 GPA, and I was just so proud of myself. That was the proudest day of my life. The funny thing is, while I was in college, I found YouTube videos, and I specifically found the beauty community, which was insane because I became instantly obsessed with this, watching people apply makeup and learning about products. I mean, I wore makeup before, but I never knew the capacity of it. I never knew its transformative qualities. So when I was watching these people, it just kind of clicked in my brain that I wanted to start doing it. So I started filming terrible quality videos in my bedroom, and I was using drugstore makeup. I didn't have the best of the best, but I loved it. I had so much fun. And every time I would post a video, you know, people would be like, this is awesome, this is cool. And it just made me realize that, oh my gosh, I really, really love this. And this really, really kind of incorporates everything that I love, which is sculpting and painting and designing, and all of those classes that I took previously, they all kind of fit into it. And then you add in YouTube, all the editing courses that I took, all the computer courses, all the Photoshop, it all fit. So that's how I really became a YouTube makeup artist. Not a very straight journey at all, but a fun one nonetheless. And I hope you guys find some kind of inspiration from this, and to know that you're not gonna have to go a certain path and have to live your life a certain way, because you can always change if you're unhappy, and you can always change if you can't decide what you want to do, like me. I do want to touch on my makeup education a bit as well, since I did go to school. I taught myself a lot about beauty makeup. I taught myself a lot about face painting and wound and injury simulation, which I did by watching tutorials, reading books, and just practicing and trying to experiment and come up with ways to do it. So I think that's a very important factor in becoming a makeup artist. And I was lucky enough to win the V-Nail scholarship to cinema makeup school, which changed my life. That was probably the #2 day in my life as far as great days go. #1 being the time I graduated from college. But I won the scholarship and went to the school, and it was a great experience. I think cinema gave me a lot more confidence when it comes to being a makeup artist. It gave me a lot of knowledge as to how to become a makeup artist as far as hygiene goes, and how to treat your clients and how to make molds and all that stuff. So I think it was a great experience for me. Do I think it was necessary for me? I think at the time, yes, it was necessary, because I felt like I hit a plateau. But I want you guys to research and know if school is right for you, because I did spend a lot of time and a lot of money going to a lot of different schools to figure out that cinema makeup school was where I really wanted to be. So, just do your research and find out if the school is going to be right for you. So that is how I've become a makeup artist, and a YouTube makeup artist at that. I have to say that YouTube has been the best job that I've ever had, because you guys have always encouraged me from my beginning days in 2009 when I didn't know what I was doing, and you guys have just encouraged me so much, and you've really helped me on my journey. So I can't thank all of you enough, because honestly, I mean, you guys have changed my life. YouTube has changed my life, and I'm so grateful that you guys watch and help support my channel. Otherwise, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well for more. And I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.